Welcome to Heartfelt Life Diaries, where we explore the deepest corners of the human soul through stories that truly matter to us. Once upon a time, in a vibrant city, lived a young artist whose heart beat in rhythm with his colorful brushstrokes. He spent years refining his skills, pouring his emotions onto the canvas, believing that art was the purest form of expression. One day, he completed a piece that he felt was his absolute best work, a true reflection of his inner vision. Driven by curiosity and a desire for feedback, he decided to display his work in the busiest square of the city. He wanted to know if his art was truly perfect, so he devised a bold experiment to test the public opinion. Beside the painting, he placed a marker and a note asking people to mark any flaw or mistake they could find. Confident in his skill, he stepped away, expecting perhaps a few minor marks, but mostly admiration for his hard work. The first person stopped, looked critically at the trees, and made a large mark, shaking his head with a disapproving frown. Soon, another person approached, decided the colors of the sky were wrong, and circled a large area with the black marker. It seemed that once the first mark was made, it gave everyone else permission to find faults they hadn't seen before. From his hiding spot, the artist watched in horror as his beloved creation was slowly consumed by a sea of criticism. By the afternoon, the canvas was no longer a beautiful landscape, but a map of rejection, covered in angry black lines. When evening came and the crowd thinned, the young man walked back to his easel with a heart heavy as lead. The masterpiece was gone. Every inch was covered with marks indicating errors. It seemed the whole world found his work worthless. Crushed by the overwhelming negativity, he took the ruined canvas home, feeling that he had no talent and should quit painting. For days, he could not touch a brush. The voices of the critics echoed in his mind, paralyzing his creative spirit. Seeing his despair, his wise mother came to him. She did not offer empty comfort, but proposed a second, different experiment. She told him to paint the exact same picture again, but this time he must change the question he asks the public. Trusting his mother, he gathered his courage. He spent the next few days recreating his masterpiece with even more care and detail. Once the painting was restored to its former glory, he took it back to the exact same busy square the next morning. He set up the easel in the bustling crowd, but this time, instead of a marker, he left a full set of paints. The sign next to the artwork read, "If you find a mistake in this painting, please pick up a brush and correct it." He stepped back and waited. He braced himself for people to ruin his work again, preparing for the pain of rejection. People stopped just like before. They looked at the painting, then at the sign, and finally at the brushes and paints. Some approached with critical eyes, but when faced with the challenge of actually fixing the flaw, they hesitated and walked away. Hours passed. The sun moved across the sky. Hundreds of people walked by, criticized it in whispers, but no one touched it. The critics from yesterday were nowhere to be found. The challenge to perform was far more daunting than the freedom to complain. As the sun began to set, the young artist emerged from his hiding spot. He could hardly believe what he was seeing. The painting remained untouched. Not a single person had dared to pick up a brush to correct the so-called mistakes. He packed up his work, feeling a profound shift in his understanding of the world. He rushed home to tell his mother. When he showed his mother the pristine canvas, she nodded knowingly. She sat him down to explain the lesson he just learned. She said, "You see, my son, in the first experiment you asked people to simply criticize, which requires no skill or risk. Criticizing is the easiest thing in the world. People do it to feel important, to feel superior, without needing to prove anything. But in the second experiment, you asked them to be constructive. You asked them to fix what they thought was wrong. To fix something requires knowledge, skill, and the courage to make a change. Most people who criticize lack these essential qualities. Those who are quickest to judge are often the slowest to help. They know how to tear down, but not how to build." He looked at his hands, stained with the colors of his hard work. and realize that his value came from creation, not approval. This lesson applies to all of us. In life, you will meet many people who are ready to point out your mistakes. They will tell you how to live, how to work, and how to be, often without ever having walked in your shoes. Do not let the noise of their opinions drown out your inner voice. Their crosses and circles do not define your masterpiece. Understand that the world is full of critics, but it is starving for creators. Be the one who dares to create. Keep your focus on those who offer to help you fix the flaws, not those who only enjoy pointing them out. True constructive criticism comes from a place of love and competence. It aims to improve, not to destroy or humiliate you. Value the feedback of those who are willing to pick up a brush and stand beside you to make the picture better. So the next time someone tries to mark your life with their negativity, remember the two experiments of the young painter. Ask yourself, is this person trying to help me fix the problem, or are they just enjoying the sound of complaining? Your life is your own canvas. You hold the brush. Do not hand it over to those who cannot paint. Years later, the artist became a master, teaching his students not just how to paint, but how to protect their souls. He taught them that strength does not come from avoiding criticism, but from understanding the source and intent behind the words. Be brave enough to put your work out there, but be wise enough to know whose opinion actually deserves your attention. Let us build a world where we offer solutions instead of just pointing out problems. Let us be builders, not destroyers. Whether you are an artist, a worker, a parent, or a friend, choose to be the one who picks up the brush. Your worth is not determined by the marks others leave on you. It is determined by the truth you hold inside. Embrace your journey. Forgive the critics for their lack of understanding, and keep painting your beautiful life with bold, bright colors. Remember, the statue has never been erected for the critic. It is erected for the one who fights in the arena. Leave the black markers behind. Pick up the palette of possibilities. Create, improve, and inspire others to do the same thing. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. We hope this story has touched your heart and your mind. If you found value in this story, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message of hope today. This is Heartfelt Life Diaries, reminding you to live authentically. Subscribe for more stories. Until next time, care and keep creating.